Well, good morning. What can I say? Welcome. Good morning. Oh, what can I say? I think it speaks for itself. You can see just how dark it is outside. It's 4:30 in the morning, and I'm going to my first car boot sale of the year. To say I'm excited is an understatement. A lot of the car boot sales are not back up running yet, but one of my locals, Splott in Cardiff, put up that they were on today. It's Thursday morning, and I am really excited to get down there. I think it's the first car boot sale since sort of December. So I'm really optimistic, excited. You know, it's almost like a Christmas feeling, waiting to get down there and see what the dealers bring down to sell. First chance for the dealers to sell anything in months. There's got to be some good stuff down there, got to be. As you know, I don't film down in Splott, but I will get some photographs and splice them in, and then I'll show you what I've bought at the end, and we'll have a little talk about the items. But excited doesn't even cover it. It is, I tell you, it's hard work getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to a car boot sale, but and it's freezing. My windscreen, go figure, was frozen solid. That's why I'm sat here waiting for the heating to melt my windscreen. It is 0 degrees, so yeah, it's cold. I'll see you down in Splott. Honestly, you have no idea the excitement I'm feeling right now. This feels amazing. And look at that, there's people here. Get me there, get me there. Yay. Looks quite full in here already. There's people there, and there's people walking over there. I gotta go, guys. See you soon. Okay, this little bit of the video, I've decided these pieces I'm keeping from my own garden. So I'm going to show you a couple of the pieces I picked up this morning, but they're not going to the shop. That's why I'm filming them here now, because they're not going. This is the first. It's probably a reconstituted concrete statue. It's probably got 20 or 30 years on it. It's got a bit of moss and bits growing on it. But the quality is absolutely superb. I think it's an elf sat on a log or a bit of tree. Really nice statue. Well, that's going in my garden because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I paid £25 for him. And he weighs probably about 40 or 50 kilos. He is quite impressive. Next piece is almost a bit of folk art. Let me see if I can stand him up a minute. There you go. So we have a weather vane, or windmill if you like. Let's call it a windmill, because it doesn't really spin. And it's almost resembling fire flames. It's a little bent, I'm going to have to push it back where it's been shoved in the car, but it looks very folk art. So yeah, very folk art in design, almost handmade if you like. Really nice, interesting thing. So this is going to get mounted up on the fence on my garden, and we're going to have a beautiful little windmill. A couple of these blades have buckled in, that's all, where I had it in the car, but that's going to be beautiful.
really is. Now I paid £40 for this. One of the dealers I know beat me to it this morning, and I didn't mind giving him his profit. I think he paid about 20 quid for it, and he doubled his money on me, which I have no problem with whatsoever. It is a beautiful thing. If I was going to retail it, it'd be about 120 quid, £125. Okay, this is the next piece I purchased. We have a more traditional weather vane. So you've got wrought iron. It's got this beautiful sort of knot, rope knot here. It's a little buckled, so I'm going to have to take this off, straighten it, and put new nut and bolt on. Real nice, classic, you know, wrought iron work. All this, you got the northeast southwest on there. This one stands, I'd say, about 6-7 foot, and it's also got its base little bracket for you to mount him on the wall and fit him into the garden. So again, this one's being kept. Now, I paid £80 for this one. I rate it with the repairs. Once this is straightened up here, the arrow's been tapped because the arrow's a little buckled. It's all there, it's just a little bent. So let's see, straighten that off, flatten the arrow out. I'll probably give her a little coat of paint, to be honest with you, because I want it to last in the garden. I don't want it rusting. It's a beautiful thing. I'll see if I can get some nice photos of it, but I paid £80 for this. I rated it a couple of £100. I do, I really do. I think it's worth £200 of anyone's money. If I was going to sell it, that's what I'd be asking, especially with that base. You try and find a base to go with one of these, you're up 60-70 quid. So that one, and that one are being kept in the garden.
Well, good morning. It's Friday morning now. As you know already, I went to Splott Market yesterday down in Cardiff, and I had an absolute field day. Now, I bought some things that come in for literally pennies, but I've also spent a lot of money on some dearer pieces. The next little group of items I'm going to show you, I actually paid £310 for 6 items, so a little over £50 a piece. So these haven't come in for cheap. However, they were the type of things I wanted for my website. I never know what I want to buy from one day to the next. I see things, they take fancy, I think, yes, I want them. So, shall we get started? And we'll start off with this. I don't know how many of you know what this is. This is an 18th century sterling silver marrow scoop, double-ended. So this would be to go into the bones and scoop the marrow out of the bones. Now it is hallmarked, although albeit the hallmarks are very worn. But 18th century marrow scoop. I'm hoping I can just make out the marks enough to date it. I'd say George III. But you'll have a shock of your life when you see the monies these are pulling, especially if they got good hallmarks. Let me show you the prices on these. Now these are marrow scoops that people are actually selling at the moment. The highest price one year is £2,000 for a 1710. 800s. There's a lot of people asking high money for these 500s comfortably for the mid 18th century. They're asking 500 there for a 19th century. 500s. You can see there's a lot of people asking big money, 3.5s, 400s, and so forth. So these are pulling good money. This one here has got a nice little crest on it, as has mine. Got the monogram of the previous owner. Now the downside with mine is the hallmarks are worn. Now I know you're saying the asking prices are not the same as selling prices, so these are sold prices for marrow scoops. You got the top price there was £820, but comfortably they're pulling between 300, 200, no problem. Regularly getting well over the 100s and 30s comfortably. So comfortably, even with the worn hallmark, I think I'm going to comfortably get 100 plus for this, no problem at all. Maybe I'm going to ask a bit more on the website.
but it's a rare thing, and it'll depend how good I can capture them marks. As I say, they are worn, but you can make out the lion, and I'm hoping I can get the date letter. So fingers crossed, but that's a nice little item. The next piece I purchased off the same gentleman was this. Absolutely magnificent thing. Look at the details on this fox head. It's Victorian, it's cast iron. Really nice, good quality. Now, I would say it's a doorstop. It's a Victorian cast iron doorstop formed as a fox head. Now, I really rate this. There are some on eBay. Okay, so if I share, then come across. Now, somebody here is asking nearly £2,000 for one formed into a water fountain. However, underneath here, it's more sensible. £150 for a cast iron, Victorian cast iron fox head doorstop. One here with the crop coming out of it, or the whip coming out of it, 130. Another one here, 126. 125. Couldn't find one in the sold listings. 86. 100 there. So again, it's a nice item, but with the details on mine, I'm going to be putting about £125 on this on the website, somewhere under there, maybe a bit more. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the look on his face. It's just beautiful. Really nice, beautiful thing. And I'm not going to touch it. It's going to go on as it is. I might put a little bit of wax or something on it, but you know, £125, £125 for the scoop. That's £250 back of my 310 already. Then there's this. Do you like cars? Do you like Jaguars? How about a 4.5, 5-inch solid silver E-type Jag? Bonnet opens up. Look at the detail on that engine. And this is solid silver. I will put in some photographs for you to see it with the hallmarks and everything else. Hallmarks are just for you, if you could see them on by here, they're right there on the side. But I will put in some photographs. A solid silver Jaguar. Now, I've had a look online, and somebody's asking almost £500 for an E-type Jaguar, but it's not the same one as what I've got. And somebody's asking £150 for a little keychain of a Jaguar in silver. Again, not another one of these out there. Find me one. I think this is £250 all day long. If you are a wealthy gentleman and you've got a nice E-type Jag, imagine that sitting in the cabinet or on the desk. You find me another solid silver E-type Jag. Absolutely love it. I'm in love with this one. I haven't decided yet whether it's going, but if it does, it's going for £250, something like that. I'm not going to be taking less than that. And that will look amazing on the website. Wait till you see the photographs now in just a moment. So already you can see the type of stuff I was buying down in Splott yesterday is spectacular. This next piece is a bit more normal, if you can call them normal. This is, it's not the giant, but it's the large, or the very large Swarovski crystal pineapple. Now these pineapples are very desirable. They are, a pineapple was a sign of wealth. This one is the discontinued from the 80s. It's got a Swarovski block stamp. I believe these tops are sterling silver and rhodium plated, and it's in beautiful condition. This one stands at a little over 4 inches. So a little over 4 inches tall. I think the giant one's about 6 inches, something like that. However, it is beautiful in beautiful condition. And what do these pineapples sell for, you think? Swarovski crystal pineapple. This one's 10 inches by £3,000 they're asking. Somebody asking for the giant 700, and again 600. Then you start coming down to the more normal size. We're talking 200s and 300s, 185, 185, 140. But what are they selling for? So I've come across here, and the size I've got, which is just the large, £160 there, best offer. So you don't know what they took. £150, best offer sold. Then you drop down 85, 79, and 75. I'm going to be asking certainly the £100 for the pineapple. It is spectacular, it's beautiful, and it's in mint condition. I don't have the box, I don't have the certificate, but this Swarovski crystal, I always do well with it. And this is the large pineapple, so beautiful thing. So already we're doing really well. This next piece, same dealer, in the same job lot at £310. We have this beautiful sterling silver jewelry box or trinket box formed as a love heart. Beautiful Rupus decoration all the way around in lovely condition. This one is fully hallmarked. It's a London hallmark. And if I show you here, as simple as this, I come over to silversmakersmarks.co.uk, and here we have the maker's mark. I've already found it. William Hutton and Son, and they operated from 1893 through to 1925. So then we know roughly what the date is. We come across here to the dates, and the date on mine is a U in the shield, which is 1895. So my little beautiful box was made in 1895, 2 years after the designer started working there. And it's got the velvet pouch inside. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. And again, it's a decent weight. You're going to be talking, this is probably £145 on the website all day long. Sterling silver, beautiful condition. No holes, no dents. You can read the hallmarks clearly. It's just a nice, nice box. And if you wanted to give a lady a present, that is beautiful. So I did spend money on it, but as I said, I'm over the moon. And, well, what can I say? This is the final piece I had in my £310, which is this beautiful, what do you call it? It's a twin-handled love mug, maybe. Yeah, it's got to be a loving cup. So it's in Welsh. I can't read it. I'm not even going to attempt to read it and make a fool of myself, even though I'm Welsh. But it's got all the writing here in Welsh. I've no idea what it says. It's dated 1839 through to 1939. So it's going to be commemorating 100 years of something. Glynneath. So it's 100 years of Glynneath, wherever that is. But beautiful thing. Lovely piece of original Iweni. It's got enough age to be collectible. And I see that probably, it's got 1 or 2 chips on the back. And I still see that about £75. That's a really nice, real nice piece of early Iweni clay bits. 1939, it's early enough. So that was that little group for £310. So what am I going to be asking for that £310? Let's say about 250, 350, 455, 6, 7.5, 8. For that £300, I'm going to ask about £800. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it, but that's what I'm going to ask. So more than doubling my money. And I'm over the moon with it. I really am. Now I've got loads more stuff to show you. I contemplated, should I split it up into 2 or 3 videos, or should I just make one really good one, show you just how wonderful a day I had yesterday in Splott? And I thought, bugger it, it's all going in one video. I'm going to show you a couple of jewelry pieces that come in. Now, the 3 pieces by here came in for £30, £10 each. None of them are hallmark. Let's just say they're white metal, but they are silver, without a doubt. Now this, we have a beautiful little Art Nouveau lady. And she's come off something else she has. Maybe come off a box or something like that. But they've made a trinket pot for her. Mounted her on a trinket pot. If you think about it, it might have been She may have been on a nice sterling brush or something like that, or a nice sterling mirror that was damaged in the past, and they've trimmed her off and stuck her on this box. And I think she's absolutely beautiful, and they've done a cracking job. And it makes a really nice little box. I should be able to get around 25 to 30 pounds for that little box with that silver Art Nouveau lady on. It's a really nice thing. She's got a lovely design to a lovely flowing dress. So yeah, it's quite an elegant little thing. So my money back for the 3 pieces is going to be on this box. No problem at all, I think. Then we have this enamel and white metal pillbox. Now, it's a really nice thing. I don't think it's British by any means. It's an import one. But when you look at it, it just screams silver. You can see it just screams silver. So tenner an item, absolutely beautiful. And again, that's another 30 pounder, no problem at all. Even though it haven't got a hallmark, that's silver, and that's going to go in the cabinet in the shop for about 30 pound. This I absolutely love. Again, is this one hallmarked? Not sure, 2 seconds. I wasn't sure whether this one was hallmarked or not. I can't see a hallmark on there, but again, this is going to be 100% silver. We have a beautiful pendant. I'm not sure what this stone is. It's got a green stone with red fleck running through it. I know 100% what it is. If anybody knows, feel free to let me know. And then we have what looks to be a peridot or a bit of cut glass, green coloured glass on the top. Beautiful pendant. Should be 30, 40 pound of anybody's money, hallmarked or not. But I am confident the 3 pieces are silver. I wouldn't have bought them otherwise. But such a beautiful piece. Might be Indian looking at those flowers. But either way, 3 beautiful pieces of white metal or silver, whatever way you want to call them, for good money. I'm going to more than treble my money on those. How many of you actually know what this is for? And it's not a little coin dish or a key dish or anything like that. I believe it's a porringer, or otherwise known as a wine tasting bowl. Well, saying that, it's got a squirrel with a nut, so it might be a nut bowl, and I could be totally wrong. It might not be a porringer. It might just be a little bowl for nuts. Because why else would you have a squirrel and a nut? I bought it thinking it was a porringer for wine tasting. But now I'm looking at it, and I see a beautiful, beautiful squirrel. Oh, look at that squirrel. Is that not just stunning or what? Eating an acorn. Maybe it's a little nut bowl. So I'm going to have to look into this one. It could be a little nut bowl, or it could still be a porringer. So, but it's got a very good name. Viners of Sheffield. So good quality piece. This will clean up beautiful. It's tarnished at the moment. I don't think it's ever been cleaned. But it will clean up. I'll put my silver foam on this and clean it up. You clean silver plate the same as you clean silver. And yeah, irrespective if it's a little nut bowl or if it's a porringer, you're still talking 15 or 20 pound, and I paid a whole pound for this one. So that is cracking little profit. This one here, I believe, is a little bit of Murano glass. I could be wrong, but I think it's a Murano rearing horse. So it stands like so. Beautiful little thing. It's in lovely condition, and when you consider how delicate all these limbs, legs or limbs are, that's a nice thing. And it stands at about 6 or 7 inches tall, I guess. And that, again, cost me £1. And I would think, again, 15, 20 pounds, just as a decorative bit of glass. No problem at all. Again, another pound buy. We have a Chinese root carving. I would say Chinese, could be Japanese, but I'd say Chinese root carving of a fisherman. Nicely done. It's a nice little thing. It's had damage, unfortunately, by you. That's why it was £1. For £1, for a nice oriental carved. This is all hand carved, mind.
fisherman. You know, look at the feet. It's a nice little bit of carving. Now, if it didn't have the damage, it'd be straight out on eBay. It might still end up on eBay. You know, he could have probably had 50 or 60 pound for it without that damage. As it is, it's still probably 20 or 30 pound, no problem at all, for £1. And it's a nice, interesting, good-looking piece to have in the shop. I'm going to stick with the theme just for a second of a pound buy, and we have a really nice high-end Victorian pierced brass push plate for a door. So that, you imagine, would be mounted on a door like that, and when you open the door, you'd push it on the plate. And this is a really nice high-end one. It has the flame in the center and flowers and all sorts. It's just a really nice example. And it was £1. The gentleman had it, and he said, I haven't got another one, unfortunately, because what you need two. You need one for the front and one for the back of the door. Not necessarily, because you might do one room one way, and then you go into another room, and that might be decorated another way. So sometimes you can get away with one plate. So he said to me anyway, because he only had the single, not the pair, he said, you can have it for £1, which is about the scrap value of it. I see that at 15 or 20 pound. Again, no problem whatsoever. No problem. And that will sell fast on eBay. I always manage to sell push plates, and this is a really good example. So as you can see, I had a few lucky buys. This, again, is a nice one. Really big bell metal, brass, bronze, whatever you want to call it. Jam pot with a big strap handle in iron. Somebody's put a bit of carpet on the underside to protect their furniture. I think that's been on there some years. We'll leave that on there. Dust. So we got a real nice early 20th century jam pot. It cost me £20, and I rate that about 55, 65 pounds. No problem at all. It's a beautiful thing. Carpet's falling off now, so it'll have to come off. Lovely patina. They look amazing as a little log bucket if you want to use them for that, or just a real nice piece. Now, this isn't a small jam bucket by any means. I'll tell you the size is now. It's a good size to it. To the handle is over 13.5 inches. And diameter is 13 inches. So, and look at the condition on it. Lovely condition. Somebody has really loved this. So yeah, that's a nice, heavy brass jam pot. And I've got some more cracking buys to come now. Okay, so I walks over to a stall in Splott in the corner, and he's an antique dealer, and he's got stuff everywhere. And I start picking stuff up, and he's £30 for this, £40 for that, £35 for this. And I'm thinking, okay, you're not really overpriced. But you're asking everything that I'd be asking for the stuff. So I couldn't really do anything. And then I spot this on his stall. And I said, how much is that? And he said, turn it over, the price will be on the back. Okay, sorry about that. Customers coming in there. Anyway, so I picked up the tray, and I'm just looking at it. It's pretty plain, but it's got a nice little hammered design going around here in little circles and that. I thought it's okay. I turned it over, had a look. He said the price is on the back, and it's got a number 10 on the back. So I said, what, £10? He said yes. So I'm scanning the back looking for Maker's Mark. Nothing at all. So I'm assuming obviously he's been over it. So I just go like this, look down, and I see the Maker's Mark right there. KSIA, otherwise known as the Keswick School of Industrial Arts. Right up there with Newlyn and all the others, and that cost me a tenner. I didn't even knock him down. I couldn't get the £10 out of my pocket quick enough. That's a 60, 70 pound tray, no problem at all. Now, if you had a lovely pattern embossed in it, then you could put a 1 in front of it. But that's a good size tray. It's about 18 inches, give or take, something like that. A signed piece of Keswick, or Keswick, whichever way you want to call it. Industrial School of Arts in copper for a tenner. And you can see it's got a lovely color or patina to it. Nice finish. I love this hammer design in the center and the simple, elegant circle of circles, or oval of circles, for a tenner, for a bit of Keswick. Oh. As you can see, it was a really good day buying. this next piece, I trusted in a friend for his knowledge rather than mine. Now, I don't know if you watch my films regular. The massive haul I had during lockdown, where I had the model battleship and that beautiful Swedish glass bird and so forth, and the railway Arna pieces, all come off the same dealer now. Anyway, he set up in Splott yesterday, and he had a few pieces on I was interested in. A lot of studio pottery, which I don't do as a rule unless something jumps out and goes, oh, I like that. And he had this, and I thought it was such a beautiful jug. I love the shape. It's really eccentric shape on a jug. Big strap-in handle. Really nice. Love the colors. Love the design. In good condition. Look at that color inside it. Beautiful. So they've even colored and glazed the inside. Anyway, you turn it around and it is marked Dartington. It has the mark for Dartington Studio Pottery. And he told me the name of the designer, and I said to him, well, how do you know the name of the designer? Because it's not actually signed. And he said, years and years of dealing or buying studio pottery and collecting. And he done me a cracking price, as he always does. He buys stuff in extremely cheap, and he's happy to make a small profit, turn it around fast, keep the dealers coming back to him, as I do, very regular. Now, that's a good size. I'll show you the prices this artist pulls now. So we're talking 10 inches tall. A really nice, beautiful. Look at that. You put that on a sideboard, that's a work of art on its own. Now, I paid him £40 for it. It didn't come in for nothing. However, it did come in for nothing. The artist he told me it was Janice Chalenko. And this is her work now. People are asking 220 for a lamp, 140. Right, there's nothing else on there. If I come across the soles, there's a jug, just a simple jug on his own, orchard design, £150, 120 for a lamp base, 110 for a vase. You can see the types of monies this artist pulls. If I open this jug up, I don't know whether this one is signed or not. I'd be curious to know, because I haven't looked myself. Same mark as I got, no other markings. So that's the only mark I've got. Same mark as what they've got. How big is their jug? Mine's 10 inches. Theirs is 11.5 inches. So just a fraction bigger, but the same mark. So my £40 jug is going to go on the website with beautiful photographs for £150. And I will say a great big thank you very much when I see my friend in Splott on Saturday, and say that was a very kind score, because he knew who the artist was, told me everything I needed, and still sold it to me for £40 and made a profit himself. So I'm exceptionally happy. But £150 will be going on that jug, and that'll be going on the website. It's a beautiful looking thing. Now, I done a little update on how the website's going the other day, and the sales are very, very regular. And for a brand new e-commerce website, that is exceptionally good. Now, one of the last things I sold about a week ago was a super crown, an oversized super crown. And I sold it for £85 all in. And what did I buy yesterday? An oversized super crown. In this box with a certificate, London Mint Office. It's got everything about this super crown. So you got a picture of Britannia on the front. And on the back, you got Georgia the Dragon, dated 2009. And it is a limited edition, this one. It's even better than my last one. It's limited to 999 coins, of which this is number 169. Hopefully you can see it there. And it is also signed. It's a Jubilee edition. Diamond Jubilee, 1952 to 2012. So I always got a 2009 on the back, unless that's the design of the dragon was 2009. But either way, it must be a 2012 coin then. And it was designed by Geoffrey Howard, head of the new issue of the London Mint. There's the specifications. Mine's number 169. And it is a supersized crown, proof-like, layered with pure 24-karat gold with Britannia and St. George Dragon, with exclusive Diamond Jubilee privy mark. Nice. So, knowing I've just sold one that wasn't limited edition, that was a super crown for just over £80, I paid £35 for this one off a dealer who deals with me quite regular, and I was over the moon. £35, and this one, with being limited edition, is probably going to go up for the 100. But a really nice super crown, and I'm over the moon with it. Another cracking little find. And there's still more to come. Okay, so walks outside in Splott, and I know I just say to you all the time, I will not buy, figurines and things, because it is literally whoever's the cheapest sells them. But when they come in at this price, you can't leave them there. So we got a large, and I mean a large, Royal Dalton figurine, Autumn Breeze, copyright 1939, Dalton Co. Limited. So it's probably a 1980s, 70s or 80s figurine. But Autumn Breeze in beautiful condition. That's the first. I have no idea how much these are selling for. The easy way with these, I'm going to search eBay for sold prices, and that's what they're going to go for. It might be £30, might be £20, might be £50. Whatever they are on eBay, in fact, we'll have a look now together. So we got Autumn Breeze first. We'll have a look at that one. Okay, so we've just looked now. Autumn Breeze. And what I want UK only, because they always ask for more money for these overseas. Right, so this is the figurine. Royal Dalton Lady figurine, Autumn Breeze. £125 they're asking there. £100 there. £80. £75. It's a different colour top. I got the red and pink. Okay. So that's the monies they're on from. And then we come across to solds. And £55. So I'll probably ask £45 or £50 for that figurine. And the second one, that doesn't mean I'm going to get £45 or £50. And to be honest with these figurines, if someone comes in with a sneaky offer, normally I take it. This is the second one. And again, in good condition. Royal Dalton, Sandra. I'm going to struggle to sell this one with a best friend called Sandra. Limited edition, 1968 by Peggy Davis. So, let's have a look how much this one sells for, shall we? Okay, so we're looking for the green model for Sandra with the green hat, not the yellow. And there she is, asking £40 there and £30 there. All right, so they're asking 40 and 30. Sold price, one they sold for, they're minis. Didn't look to see if they were minis or big ones. 2401, 2401, £20 there. Shows you the difference, doesn't it? This one here sold at £20, but the other one was sold at 55. So this one here, to be honest with you, it's still a good size. I'd probably ask £25 or £30 in the shop, but if someone makes an offer, it's probably gone. That is unless a best friend known by the name Sandra steals it off me, which I wouldn't put past her. What else we got? We got more. Oh, yes. Last week, very little old lady come in the shop and asked me for some bookends, for which I showed her about 4 different pairs of bookends, and they were all too big or too heavy for her for what she wanted. She's got a little occasional table and she just wants to put a couple of books on there, and she wants... I had a fixed book or sliding bookshelf, but didn't go small enough for her. So when I was out yesterday, I found these. Little pair of onyx carved horse bookends. Now, they cost me £1 for the pair. I think they're worth probably £15 or £20. But if the lady comes back this week, like I've asked her to, for me, I said I was going out this weekend, and I said, come back next week, I'll see if I can find you a pair. Then she will have this pair for a tenner off me. But if she doesn't come back, they're going to go out. I'll probably ask £15 or £20 for them. But again, for £1, really nice. And if you're into equestrian or horses, you know, a pair of horse head bookends, quite collectible. And quite desirable, I would think, anyway, in my opinion. I got a few bits of jewellery left to show you, and then we're done. So here's the first. We have a sterling silver ring set with a variety of stones and cubic zirconia, or cut glass, one or the other. It is a hallmarked ring, and I picked it up and I said, how much, to the gentleman, and it was house clearance boy, and he said 50p. I gave him £1. I told him to keep the change. I didn't ask for the change on that, so I paid £1 for it. I could have had it for 50p, but I said keep the change. And he said, did I make a big mistake? I said, no, you're all right, it's only silver, but it's a £15 or £20 ring. You know, he didn't sell me platinum and diamonds. Next, we have an American 10-carat gold-filled pocket watch. Now, the back of this one isn't a pop-off. It actually unscrews. Bear with me. I will get there now. Here we go. So, a nice, clean movement in the back of that. All stamped up there. I don't know if you can read it. Hang on, bear with me. That might have been upside down. Yeah, it was. And the maker is Howard. And it's got the separate second hand. But it needs, this is going to be sold needing attention. Now, I paid the same dealer as the Dartington jug, a friend, £20 for this watch. Okay, sorry about that again. I can't remember if I finished talking about the pocket watch or not. It's a nice thing, and it's going to go for spares or repairs, needs a full service and a bit of cleanup. Paid £20 for it. I think it's worth £45, £50, something like that. In good condition. I think they're selling for about £100, £150. So it's going to more than double my money on that, no problem at all. 2 more pieces. First of which is a new cross hands coal mining colliery check. Quite a nice looking thing. Now, this is Welsh. The Welsh checks pull more than the English checks, but I haven't researched this particular coal mine yet. I paid a £10 for it. There used to be a day these would be coming, but I've also had some, as you know. I had one in Dowlas Colliery, which sold for £200, and I bought those 3 miners checks last year in Bessemer for £1 each, and they sold for about £700 for the 3. So I'm not going to be quick to get rid of this until I've checked the prices this coal mine is pulling. And my final piece is this. It was on the table. Gentleman said, I asked how much. He said to me, oh, £1. It's not real. He said it's £1. So I didn't even look at it. I just picked it up and said, okay, thank you very much. And what we have is a sterling silver necklace with lobster clasp. It is stamped silver. What I believe to be a Murano glass pendant. So a really nice little thing for £1. Again, that's going to be £15, £20, £25, no problem at all. Being the fact this is silver, all this is silver. She's got a nice silver chain, silver wire, and then the Murano pendant. I presume Murano, but either way, an art glass pendant. And then for £1.
This little bit in. I knew I'd find more stuff that I forgot that I bought yesterday. So this entire bag is full of biscuit boxes, biscuit tins, and every one of them is styled as an old. This one's full. Probably still got biscuits in there now. I hope there's something better. Okay, this one was full of still sealed toffee sweets. So, the sweets are coming out. I'm going to look at the sell by date on them. 2014. So I won't be eating them. They'll be going in the bin. So yeah, we got a whole selection of tins, all formed as radios, vintage radios. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tins, and they owe me a £5 for the 6. I have absolutely no idea what they're worth, but just as a vintage look, you know, the radio look, they're gonna be £5 or £10 a tin. So the 6 tins are gonna be got to be 30 quid plus, but I'm going to have a look on eBay because it wouldn't surprise me if they're selling for 10 or 15 pound each already. The other piece I bought that I forgot about is this. There's a big box of coins that I haven't even gone through yet. We got crowns, half crowns. We have no idea if there's any silver in there. I bought this across the table. The gentleman had the box of coins and he said, there was a lot of people at the table, and I said, how much for the coins? He said, I want a tenner for all of them. I said, just pack them away. I said, I'll have them all. So, there's bound to be some silver in here. Well, there you go, there's one already. Half silver, 1941, but a half silver shilling. So there's going to be some silver in here. And some foreign ones, Palestine, I think. So some foreign coins, but either way, I sell coins, £12 a kilo for rubbish coins. Or the coins that, when I say rubbish, I mean the coins I don't want that are worth big money. You know, normal coins, bang them out. By the way, I paid a tenner for that tin.
I picked every single piece myself. It was everything I bought, I wanted. And I think I'm going to do really well. And it's going to, everything that's yours, or 90% of what's yours for the website. And it's really going to enhance and add something to the website. But my favorite has to be that. I don't know what your favorite is. I love the weather vanes, both of them, but the car has to be my favorite. I have never seen a solid silver Jaguar. And I tell you what, I'd say that's about 100, 150 grams of silver at a guess. It's really a good heavyweight. That's beautiful. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. That was the first car boot sale back for me in 4 months. And I'm going again on Saturday. And I am so excited. I can't wait. I don't know how you've all been doing, but the stuff's out there. Just go find it. Thanks for watching. That was really a good treasure hunt. Bye for now.